The Sentry, Marvel Knights the Void. In a few moments, you're going to have to face the end of the world. It's been quite a while. He's coming, Sentry. Your arch-nemesis, the Void, a creature of the blackest night who steals in darkness, is now mere moments away. And when he arrives, it's going to be worse than ever before. But how are you going to face him? What about the army of doubts emerging from that segment of frailty between the back of your mind and the edge of your heart? Behind you, your comrades wait, preparing for the end of all things. And today could mean just that. No more heroes, no more world, no more universe. If Void gets past the first wave, his influence will spread like a cancer. The fear among the heroes is so thick you can touch it, somehow, you can feel what they feel. It's a curious, familiar sensation, almost as if all the terror and trepidation are necessary. You and the other heroes. You're all walking on familiar ground. But it's as if you had your eyes closed the first time. The doubts now begin to skitter out like ants spilling from a carcass. What will the Void look like today? What will he feel like? Who's going to live and who will die? With that unnerving thought, the devil black anti-hurricane is upon you. You gaze unwavering into the heart of the beast, welcome it. As if you're relieved the wait is finally over. You tense under the weight of its suffocating evil. In the guise of thick, choking treacle smoke, it comes. With an impossible fury. Like never before. In those first few awful moments, the memories flood back to you. Oh God, you think. If only you'd been able to warn them. How the Void will attack with one infantendril close enough to touch you, and you'll parry the blow. And while you're not looking, he'll reach beyond you and strike again and again. And before you know it, you're overcome. He's eaten away at your abilities and your confidence, and you possibly avoid another tendril before he loses interest and goes away. And the answer is no. Immediately, Void goes to work on the Hulk. You suspected he might all along. But there was no way you could have forewarned the poor brute. The ball of energy you've fashioned is enough to keep Hulk alive barely. It contains a measure of your golden essence. Enough to divert Void's attention as he reaches into the wretched creature's soul and twists it like wet clay is twisted in the hands of a child. Back when you were a kid, your dad drove over a raccoon. You got out of the car to make sure it was dead, but it wasn't. It just lay there, crying. Its guts spread out behind it out like a plate of spaghetti, and you didn't have the heart to put it out of its misery. You've made a mistake, Sentry. You should have let Hulk stay away. He doesn't stand a chance. On Liberty Island, amidst all the chaos and flying debris, the Spider-Man stands fast against the driving rain, even with all his strength and agility infantendrils as they touch down all around. In the confusion, the web spinner notices his spider senses going off 10 to the dozen. Fighting alongside him is none other than the criminal known as Dr. Octopus. The two men have faced each other many times before, but never under these circumstances. Glad you could make party jokes, Spider-Man, trying to mask his fear. The doctor does not smile. Desperate times are upon us, he says. There are those of us in the criminal community who understand this. To lose against the Void will be to lose everything. What happens if we win? Asks the hero. Then I will kill you, says the man in green. The first hero dies within seconds of the initial attack. A stanchion of the George Washington Bridge collapses, and 80 tons of cement and mortar are visited upon the head of one brave soul. WHO didn't move fast enough. Not that anyone could move fast enough to outrun their own nightmares. Or outwit their own fear. The gamma-irradiated Man Mountain, Leonard Samson, scrambles desperately to rescue his fallen comrade, but he was too late even before the bridge came down. Perhaps he was too late the moment the Void decided to return. The battle is a perfectly coordinated assault. A mixture of loud explosions and heroic rallying cries combined with the stench of cordite and ozone. Be they from Brooklyn or the Bronx or heaven, none of these heroes has ever faced anything like this before. It's coming in too fast. Archangel, behind you. Stephen Strange. If you will pardon the intrusion at this most crucial junctures, read Richardial. I have taken the liberty of devolving linear time. It now runs concentrically around us, giving us a moment for pause. We must talk, you and I. You feel as though you've remembered, don't you? But it's only as much as you're being allowed to remember. Allowed, but I betrayed him. Didn't I? Yes, you did, but do you recall why? Why, but that's right. I remember. Oh, man, what on earth happened to these people? I dunno, kid, whoever sicko was, they did this on purpose. I remember we came across Manhattan after the Void attack that last time. There'd been a huge explosion. There was no sign of the sentry. We thought he must be dead. The damage was beyond belief. Bodies just piled everywhere in the wreckage. It was so sudden. I remember the smell. Like charcoal and iron and burning meat all mixed together. I remember it was my wife who saw it first. Oh, my word, look. GGHH. Get away from me. Oh, God, Stephen, I remember now. It was the sentry himself. The sentry is the Void. It feels so right, it feels so wrong. Ever the Void, once more the sentry. As you always knew it would be, in your heart of hearts. You're the last line of defense, arriving always in the nick of time as the world breathes a sigh of relief. You're the eternal beloved, with 1 second remaining on the clock. You're better than Jesus, tick. Why are you holding back, sentry? Am I not everything you feared and more? Are you not afraid? But that's just it. You're not afraid. Existence itself will end today, but you and Void will battle on until the end of time. It's all meaningless. It's as if you already know the outcome of the battle from beginning to end. Look at the devastation, Richards. The Void's power has increased, and the battle escalates tenfold, you must remember. Stephen, I don't understand. Why won't you tell me what you know? Because to tell you would be to alter the course of a stream which must find its own way. To divert it would be to divert the truth. Now, at that final meeting of the heroes, someone sent the sentry away. Who was it, Richards? I don't know. It was such total chaos. All those heroes assembled in that one room. They were shouting at each other. Arguing. I remember the sentry stood before us. Not defiant, but proud. Everyone now knew that he and the Void were one and the same person. But there he was, this man who'd subconsciously killed 1 million people, destroyed half a city. He was the same man who'd saved 100 million more. I remember pleading with him to listen to reason, to weigh all aspects of his decision equally. Counteract the poison for the sake of mankind. And I remember he thought for a moment, and replied, very softly. Then it's decided. To all intents and purposes, the sentry must die. That night, Robert and I sat together and drank ourselves silly until the sun came up. He was about to lose everything, and it was hitting him hard. All I could offer him was my friendship. I'd never seen him that way before, alternately vulnerable and morose. I was afraid he was going to change his mind. He told me he'd suspected he was the Void for some time, but hadn't been able to admit it to himself. He felt he was losing control. It was the first time he'd ever confided in anyone. Reed, I don't know what to do. I so desperately want to be the sentry. I don't know if I can deal with being Rob Reynolds. I keep hoping to myself. I keep hoping the problem, go away and everything will be fine. Even though I know it won't. You ever lied to yourself like that? We all do to some extent, Robert. Listen, don't give up hope, okay? I think I have an idea. We needed to find a way for everyone to forget the sentry. I said, including Robert himself. I began to jabber on about hypnotic transmitters and power sources. I was trying to make myself feel better as much as him. And there he sat, listening patiently, my best friend in all the world, struggling to contain the effects of the Void. Trapped by his own mortality. It was the first time he'd ever come to terms with his addiction. It's a good plan, Reed, but if we're going to make people forget, you're going to have to bury me first. They're not going to accept that I'm dead, they need me too much. They're going to have to reject the sentry if the hypnotic suggestion's going to work. Robert, I can't be a part of that, I am your best friend, for God's sake. Yeah, well, now's the time you prove it. I guess. You've got to kill the sentry. Reed, and then destroy the remains, you know it's the only way. And so I went on live television and lied to the entire world. I concocted an outlandish story about how the sentry was a traitor. And I fed it to those who'd loved and trusted him. With every word, I buried his good name and all it represented. Because he asked me to. Oh, Stephen, what he went through that day. The power he gave up. And we're going to have to ask him to do it all over again. You're the man with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. And one sordid little secret. Look at the world about you crumbling. But you don't have the nerve to admit it's your fault, do you? Down below, Hulk's ribs are cracking one by one. It's going to be his shins next. His thigh bones, his spine. And it's going to take a long time for him to die. You could put him out of his misery. If you wanted to. It's between you and conscience and the livid black sky, all you have to do is look yourself in the eye. It's time to face the truth, Sentry. And no, Richards can't be here. Not him. He betrayed me. Is that you talking, Robert? Or the Void? Or can't you tell the difference anymore? It's a trick, they're lying, Robert. They can't be allowed to remember. I won't let it happen again. Do you hear me? Sentry. Think about it, Robert, for the sake of all of us. You've got to make sense of this. I didn't betray you, you were a part it along. You and I installed the transmitter together. Don't you remember? That's why it was so easy to disassemble. And the virus. Oh, Reed, what have I done? And now, you remember. Those last few minutes in the watchtower. Everything was going crazy. You felt like hell. Reed, Susie, I got the virus installed into Clock's operating system. I don't know how much longer I can keep it together. Making this recording for myself. If you've gotten this far, you have to try and get the transmitter working again. It's the only way. Good luck. Omicron Y, stretch. We got this doohickey of yours calibrated and holding steady. I'm telling you, if you ever put that OL noggin of yours on the line, this better be the time. Oh, please work, please work. It's now or never, Stephen. I'm so exhausted I can barely think. Before I activate the machine, I want you to make me Alpha promise. I will do as I can. What is it? The Sentry, if ever we remember him. In the name of all humanity, promise me you'll do whatever you can to make us forget. Sentry, please be advised, the mesmeric induction device is now activated and will begin transmitting in 2 minutes and 12 seconds. At that time, the loop virus you have installed in me will also activate, and I will be unable to communicate further. I suggest you vacate the watchtower at this time. You crazy son of a gun. I think it's going to work. Am I supposed to congratulate you? Or punch your lights out? Or what? Oh. We must vacate this area immediately. Sentry, you should hasten to your other residence. I believe your wife is waiting there. If the fates are with us, you'll soon think it's where you've been all along. I wish you the best of luck. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Goodbye, sirs. Madam, it has been my pleasure to serve you. I'm sorry we had to do this. Clock, look after yourself. Okay. That's it. Reed, that's you said to Clock as we were leaving. Oh, God, it's why he thought you were the one who gave him his final order. But it was me all along. No. You miserable wretch. Sentry, you pathetic nonentity. You will not remember, do you understand me? I won't allow it. I want to live, I have that right. And you'll never take it from me. Golden boy, not ever again. I don't think I'm containing him anymore. Reed, whatever control I once had is gone. I think the void just became a creature of its own volition. There's only way we're going to stop him now. The transmitter, we've got to get it going again. This is a day that will live in the hearts and minds of every hero, whether they are to remember it or not. Their nights are never going to be the same as they fall into sleep, from this day on. There will be a short detour that takes them to a darker place where the void will be waiting. His fury this day is unimaginable. He must strike at the heart of all creation if he is going to survive. This world is everything he despises, this beast of impossible shadow. This monster of antithesis. This creature also known as Robert Reynolds. Down below, hero and villain alike are suddenly shaken by a momentous realization: the end of the world isn't coming, it's already come. It's the end of the story for this universe of marvels. We have turned the final page. His attacks are getting stronger. Steven, see what you can do to protect the outer stasis field. CLOC, this is Reed Richards. Disable the alarm. Sentry, I register the vocal patterns of Reed Richards and Dr. Stephen Strange. Please confirm. Does this pertain to the recent re-emergence of the void? It's okay. Clock, you can act on their orders. I want you to reactivate the transmitter. Okay. We've boosted the signal to almost 3 times its previous output. I've sent myself false information that'll make me believe this was a localized temporal anomaly. It's now or never. Robert, are you with me? You're everything. You're bigger than God. You could go everywhere, do anything. The power of the universe is yours. And more. Or you could live in a ratty old house with 2 moth-eaten animals and an aging wife. You could be afraid to go outside again. You could wither and die. The decision is yours. Sentry, please, you're humanity's only hope. Clock, this is the most important order I've ever given you. I don't have enough GH time to reinstall the virus to make you forget. I'm going to have to leave you running after we reactivate the transmitter. When I do so, you are not to make contact with anyone outside this building. Do you understand? I understand, sir. Thank you for allowing me to continue with my duties. No, thank you, Clock. You've been a good servant and true friend. 1 minute later, you gaze upon the watchtower for the last time. There's nothing left to do but wait and hope. There is silence. For the first instant, nothing seems to happen except... The briefest of changes in perception, an infinitesimal shift of reality. The effect speeds out of the watchtower like an animal from a cage. This is the moment you lose it all. Reed, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to come back. Don't ever be sorry, Robert. You were the first of us. And the best. And we're going to have to lose you again. You were the best man I ever knew. Damage estimated in the tens of billions, making this the most expensive natural disaster in history. The city and surrounding areas have been declared a disaster area, prompting the governor of New York to apply for federal aid. A statement released this afternoon by Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four suggests damage may have been exacerbated by what sensors indicate is a temporal anomaly carried in the heart of the hurricane. In other news, authorities attempt to explain a recent rampage by the Hulk in Hoboken, New Jersey. You have nothing to be afraid of. Okay. You remember what Dr. Pinder said, Bob, you're not scared, you just think you are. Fear's just a little black cloud, and when you think it's going to rain on you, you smile at it and all that light makes the cloud go away. Okay. Just hold my hand, honey. I'll have a triple-decker with cheese, please, and curly fries. Triple fries. And what see and I get for you, sir? Bob, it's not polite to stare, honey, give the poor kid a break. Burger Palace big chili dogs are big enough to satisfy even a hero's hunger. They're humanity's only hope. Chili dog. The end.